Now we would like to invite His Holiness to bestow the Dharma teaching. First, we would like to pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Dzogchen, homage to the 16th Dharma King Karmapa, and homage to Master Dupten Tarji. Homage to the three jewels of the Taiwan Lizang Temple's altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa, Namo Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. Simu, Duten Siddhi Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, temple directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. And our participating VIPs today are from the Taiwan government, the Chief Secretary Mr. Zheng Peifu and Mrs. Zheng. And the academician from Academia Sinica, Professor Zhu Ziyi and Mrs. Zheng. And the council person from Tainan City, Mr. Cai Wangquan. And the scholars of Troubadour School, the distinguished Professor Wang Jingxian, Professor Wang Li, Professor Mai Yinhuang, Professor Cai Guoyi, Professor Gu Haoxiang, Professor Ye Shuwen, Professor Hong Xinyi, and Dr. Yu Jiangcheng, and Medical Doctor Lin Junan. Law Advisor to Troubadour Foundation, Mr. Zhou Zhongsan and Mr. Lu Wenxiang, and the President of the Worldwide Lotus Light Charity Society, Master Chang Le, and Director of the Lotus Light Charity Society of Taiwan, Mr. Li Chunyang. And the President of the Qiping Furniture Club, Miss Huang.
My university same classmate Zhu Jinshui 先生夫人
Mr. Zhu Jinshui and Mrs. Zhu.
大马华光功德会
and Lotus Light Charity Society of Malaysia and the Ronan chapter, 40 members. Producers for the 给你点上心灯 of CTI TV Taiwan, Ms. Rebecca Xiaqi. Producers for the Great Perfection Dharma, Havaja Exposition and Development Stages of Tantrayana, Master Lian Yue, the producer, and the host, Dharma Sister Hui Jun.
My sister Lu Shengmei 女士
My sister Liz Lu Shengmei.
卢国英女士 and husband.
And Lu Guoying and her husband.
感谢华山大型
And
文艺
also
艺
thank
术
you
空
to
间
the
打
Huasan
斋10万
Daxing
元。
Art Center for their donation of 100,000 NT dollars.
大家午安，大家好。
Good afternoon, everybody. How do you do?
大家安，大家好。你好，大家好。今天我们是做地藏王菩萨
We had this
的护摩。
Homa
那么
fire offering ceremony
也是
of Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva.
清明是哪一天？清明节。
When is the Qingming or the
10月5号
Ancestors
10
Festival?
月5号。儿童节
On
是哪一
April
天？
5th.
10
And
月
the
4号。
Children's Day is April 4th.
这很有意思。
So it's
儿
very
童节是
interesting.
4月4号。
So the
清明
Children's
节
Day
是
is
4月
April 4th. But the Ancestors Day is April 5th.
让大家知道时间不多。
So this is to let everybody know that
儿童节一下子就
is
隔
very
一
short.
天，它就是清明节。
After Children's Day, one day later, it's the Ancestors Day
实
or
在
the
时间
Tomb
是不多。
Sweeping Festival.
我以前也觉得老师讲的对，
I also
儿
felt
童
that
呢是
what the
未
teacher
来
said
国
was
家的
right,
主人翁，
that
未来国家
children
的主人
are
翁。
the future
老师都
masters
是讲
of the
儿
country.
童就是未来国家的主人翁啊。结果主人翁一下子一过，就变成清明节。
But in a flash, the
人
masters
生实在是
of the
很短暂。
country has become
如果
the
不在这个
ancestors
人生当中啊，
or entered into the tombs.
这个做
So
一些
if
有意义的事
we
情
don't do meaningful things in our lives,
实在是一种浪费。
then
是
it
一种
would be a
浪费。
waste.
很快的，
Very
本来你
fast.
当儿童的，一
You
眨
were
眼
children,
你就变
and
成那
in the
个
blink of an eye,
新友，
you become
跟
seniors,
old man、
old men,
old lady、old
old
man，
ladies.
都是老人，就变成老太婆。
So either old man
昨天
or
晚上
old woman.
这个
Last night,
有大马这个同门共餐哦，
we
昨天
had
晚上是吧？
dinner
Malaysia.
invited by
马来西亚同门
disciples from Malaysia,
共餐，吉隆坡的。
from disciples from Kuala
一桌
Lumpur,
大大小小，有小孩，有大
and
人，
in
还
a
有老
bank,
人。
a big table
结
with
果我是最老的，
people, old and young, but I was the
旁边
oldest.
也有几个老人呐。
There were a
但
few
是
elderly
问起来，原来我
also
的
on
年
the
龄是
table,
最大的。
but it turned out I was
想一
still
想。
the oldest.
不免这个心中有戚戚之感。
So knowing that,
这个
it's hard to avoid
长治
the
上师啊，我们
melancholic
的老
feeling
实和
in
尚，
my heart.
哎，长治啊，
Master
长治上师，我
Changzi,
们这老实和尚，
we call him the honest monk.
他一向都没有戴佛冠，
He never wears a 5 Buddha crown.
好像听说了，我是听说，
I heard,
不知道他的真实性。
I don't know
他
how
说
true it
他要
is,
退休了，要退休，
but he's retiring soon.
是吗？
Right? Is that right?
听闻的是真是假，还是半真半假？
That's words through the grapevine. Is that
他说，谢谢
true
师
or
尊。
false, or have false? And but he said,
长治
"Thank
是
you,
跟我
Grandmaster."
同年呢，跟我
So
同年。
Changzi is the same age
他要
as
退
I
休了
am, and he is retiring.
那我想，
So I thought,
哎，大概我也是吧。
maybe it's time for me
那
too.
想想我自己的母亲啊，
So thinking back to my mom,
我的母亲，
Lu
她就是
Yini,
在我这个
my
年纪的
mother,
时候，这个
at
往生到佛国净土
my
去。
age now,
在我
she
这个
went
年
to
纪
the
的时
Buddha
候
land.
往生到佛国净土，
She left the world at my age
也就
now.
是72岁吧。
That
往
was
生到佛国净土。
72. At 72,
那如果是
she
交叉遗传，
went
交
to
叉
the
遗传，现在遗传
Pure Land.
讲遗传学，
So
父亲的遗传可能到女儿的身上，母
genetically,
亲的
that
可能遗传到
the
儿子身
sons
上。
get it from the mother and the daughters get it from
这
the
个
father.
年岁过往也有遗传的，
So
那
even
就
the
遗
time
传
of
到
death
72岁。
can also be genetic. So
那大
72,
概我时间也差不多。
then maybe my time is
我记得最
almost
接
there.
近72岁的是73岁， 是孔夫子的
So
孔夫子
near
73
around this
岁
age,
离开
like
人间，
Confucius left the world at
73岁
73.
离开人间。
73, Confucius.
想想自己的同学，
And thinking about my
也有
classmates,
很多位离开这个人间，
there
差
have
不多
been
5、6
many
位
who
吧，
have passed away,
5位、6
5
位
or 6 of them.
离开人间。我们那个班上同学不多，只有40位。
So there were
离开那5、6
only
位，
40 students in the
另外
class,
呢，
not
老
that
的
many,
弟子，
and 5 or 6 of them
最
have
近想
passed
起老的
away.
弟子，
And recently I've
张
thought
方明
about the elderly
张方明上
disciples
师，
like Master
他就
Zhang
离开
Huangming.
很早，他离
He
开
had
很早。
left long ago.
另外呢，这个庄恒玉庄恒
And
玉上
Zhuang
师，
Hengyu Master, Zhuang
他也
Hengyu,
离开了
he's also left
很久。
long
刘云
ago.
寿上师，他也离开
And
了
also
很久。
Master You Insan
郑
also
义
left
训
a
上
long
师，
time. And Master Zheng
他也
Yixun,
离开了很久。
he's also left a
还
long
有
time
很多
ago.
上师都离开了。
And many masters have left the world.
这个眼看他人死，心中
So
热
with
如
your eyes, you see other
不
people
是
die,
热他人，
but their
快
fire in your
快
heart
轮到我。
is not that you
这
are
个
thinking of them, but you're thinking that maybe it's your your turn
因
soon.
为我这个人
So maybe
并
it's
不想
time
长
soon,
寿。
because I
这
don't
个
like to
大
live
圆
a
满
long
里面有
life.
所谓
You know, in Great
红梨
Perfection
长寿，
Dharma, there is that
话是这么讲。
attainment of rainbow
其实
longevity.
我自己也觉得说，
Yes,
其实不用长寿，
but personally, I feel there's no need to live a long life as long as you live a rich life.
你有意义的，你
You
已经
live
有
a
了价值，
meaningful life
你也活得很精彩。
and
其实
a splendid
不
life
必要长寿，
and a rich life, then there's no need to live a
因为
long
长
life
寿可
because
能跟这个健康
long
没有什么关
life
系。虽然我
is
们祝贺人家
irrelevant with
健康
health.
长寿，
Of course, our wishes are
但不一
always
定，
great health and longevity, but not
因为
necessarily
长寿
together.
就不会健康。
Because you live a long life
那一定是一种
without
拖累，一
health,
种拖累，
then it would
浪
be
费
a burden.
浪费了这个人间的粮食
Then you would be wasting
变成人间的蛀米
the
虫，
world
蛀米虫，这是我
resources,
不要的。
food, and you become
有价值。
parasites.
有意义，
So,
很精彩，
valuable,
不管
meaningful,
长寿短寿
and rich
都是好的。地藏王菩萨
life is good, does
世
no
尊在
matter
这里跟你
a
说，
long or short life.
这个
So Siddhibhara Bodhisattva Grandmaster would like to say that Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, my brother, that Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is my brother. He is a golden Padma Kumara. That his vow is tremendous, is huge. And I hope that I can also go to Siddhigarbha's Pure Land to help Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. And I also wish to go to Golden Mother's Pure Land of the Divine Quarter together with the Golden Mother. I also wish to go to the Pure Land of Amitabha Buddha and to be together with the brothers of Mahadapa Lotus Ponds. But my physical body can be burned with the fire, cremated. And of course, Taiwan Lizang Temple would also have parts of it. I would also stay at the columbarium here. I have 18 spots at the columbarium. Of course, they're not all for me. I only need one spot at the columbarium. So 18, that's for the 18 Padma Kumaras. Of course, the columbarium spots are for our families and relatives. We're inviting the Buddha to stay in the world. Okay, Amitabha, okay. I have many homelands, uncountable. In the human world, my birthplace is Jiayi, but then I left really soon. There was a chicken coop in the Utiaoke. And then soon afterwards I moved to Pingtung, and then soon afterward I moved to Kaohsiung. And I lived the longest in Kaohsiung for 19 years. From elementary school until high school. And then my college time is in Taichung, and after graduation, my service is also in Taichung. And after 3 years of service, that's for a total of 19 years in Taichung, I moved to Seattle. So I don't even know where my hometown is in the human world. 19 years in Taichung, 19 years in Kaohsiung, and I was born in Jiayi. And Seattle, it's even longer. So you tell me, where is my hometown? Where is my hometown? In Taiwan. In Taiwan? Okay, let me sing a song about hometown.
我的家乡在日喀则，那里有条美丽的河。阿玛拉说牛羊满山坡，都是因为菩萨保佑的。蓝蓝的天上白云抖抖。 美丽河水缓清波，雄鹰在这里暂时回国，留下那动人的歌。 Om Mani Mani Padme Hum. 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 我的家乡在日喀则。
My hometown is Rikheche. Over there, there's a beautiful river. And Amala said, my grandma said, that the hills and the cows and the sheep are all over the hill because the Buddha's Bodhisattva's protection. On the blue sky, there are white clouds, and the waves at the river are beautiful, and the eagle expanding their wings, flying, leaving behind a moving song of Mani Padme Hum. I don't know where my homeland is. So that's why the Buddha said there's non-abiding, that everywhere is your homeland. Once you leave home, once you become ordained, everywhere is your home. Once you enter into the Sangha, each and every place is your home. It's a home whether you're alive or death. Basically, there is no life and no death. Everywhere is your home. Siddhikapa Bodhisattva is truly great. Especially his vow. His vow is the greatest among all bodhisattvas. Sakyamuni Buddha was at the Tamsa heaven, asking Siddhikapa Bodhisattva that at the time of Sakyamuni Buddha's nirvana, he asked that all sentient beings and heavenly beings would rely and under Siddhikapa Bodhisattva. So Sakyamuni Buddha asked Siddhikapa Bodhisattva to become the teacher of the human world. His vow is truly tremendous. He vowed that he would never become a Buddha until the hell is empty. So this is the greatest vow. There are three ways of delivering sentient beings. The first way is the king's way. You have attained Buddhahood first, and then you deliver sentient beings. That's the king's way. And the second one is the same boat. So you're on the same boat. That the Buddha is at the helm, and the sentient beings are on the boat. And they arrive at the shore together. So that's the method of arriving together. And the last way is the way of Siddhikapa Bodhisattva. That's the way of the shepherd. The sheep would be walking in the front, and the shepherd, the last, herding the sheep. After they all get to the shore, the last one would be the shepherd to get on the shore. So Siddhikapa Bodhisattva said that until the hell is empty, so he vows to become a Buddha unless when the hell is empty. But let me ask you, will the hell be empty? So that's why the great vow of Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is number 1. So his method is the shepherd's way of delivering sentient beings. So he's the greatest.
好，那一段文字
So now let
比较
me
大圆满，
read an excerpt
比
of
较
the
大
Great
圆满，
Perfection Dharma.
法身变的密中密，
The utmost secret of the rainbow Dharma body transformation is in the visualization, which is the most fundamental method. First, you gaze at the sun rising on the ocean, and the moment the sun disk rises above the horizon, imprint the golden, red, and the various colors onto your brain, and ponder on the sit syllable that is at the center of the sun disk. And remember that this sit syllable connects with any other sit syllable. So any Buddha can arise from the sit syllable. This is the greatest secret, that the sit syllable visualization of the great perfection Dharma of Tantrayana, that's from the sit syllable.
我记得我在菲利达菲啊，就是United States。
I remember in Philadelphia
的一个密教的一个中心
of the Pennsylvania state of United States, there was a tantric center
敦珠仁波切
by Tunju Rinpoche,
我看到一个
guided by Tunju Rinpoche. I saw sit syllable.
在日轮中间有一个字。
He wrote a huge sit syllable on a sun disk.
非常特别。
And this sit syllable is very special.
我们如果讲法身，
So
嗡字。
Dharma Kaya or Dharma body is Om.
讲报身，
And Sambhoga Kaya or the reward body is
就是嗡字。
And the transformation of physical body is Hom.
代表了
So Om Hom represents Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nirmanakaya.
你学习字观，
So today
字的观
you
想，
learn the visualization of the sit syllable, at the center of the sun disk.
下去。
As you're watching a sunset,
我是在
the sun
墨西哥
is falling.
一个叫
When I was in Mexico,
我去墨西哥的时候，去到瓦都口，
I went to
然后去
Watuko
到波多亚马塔。
and then to Porto Yamata,
波多亚马塔
and
去在波多亚马塔的马路上的边上，看
so
日轮下降，
on the roadside,
一个日轮
I saw the sun is setting,
然后慢慢的
a round sign
下到海底，
falling onto the
或是
ocean,
看这个
a
阿里
red
山的
sun.
日出，阿里山的
Or as you watch the sunrise at the Mount Ali or Ali Sun,
你把它
you
印
can
在这个
observe the sun
想
is
念印
rising,
在你的心中。
and you can imprint it on your
日
heart.
轮里面有一个字，
And there's an sit syllable on the sun disk, and visualize the
你只要这样
sit
想
syllable.
念久久了，想念很久了。
If you're mindful of it for a long time,
当你身口意清净的时候，
when your body, mind, and speech are pure,
全部转化，它是密中密，它自然
then
它
it
就
would
转化。
transform your whole body naturally.
能够
That's the
有
key
日轮
secret.
字，
So from the sit syllable you can become the
甚
yidam.
至于有日轮中的字，
Or from the On the sun disk,
五轮全部打开。
you can open all the 5
这是一个
chakras.
密中密的一个法，
That's the utmost
很特别
secret,
很特
a
别
very
很特别的
extraordinary Dharma,
这个法呢，能够让
very
你成
special.
就了，成了大
And
圆
this
满，
Dharma
成就
would
了
let
宏
you
愿。
have attainment in the Great Perfection Dharma, and you would have the fruition
你
of
不觉得
rainbow
吗？
attainment.
那个彩虹，
So, don't you
跟
feel it?
日落，
That the rainbow
海面上
and
那个海
sunset
面上的整个红光，
and the rainbow
或者
light
日出的时
on
候，
the ocean
那个
or at
云层上的
sunrise
整片的红光，
and the rainbow light on the clouds.
当这个大日在你的心中，当阿字
When the sun
红
is
色的
inside
阿
your
字在
heart,
你的心中，
when the red
全身
ah
就
sits
化成
syllable inside your heart, your whole
海
body
面上的那种光，
would
云
transform
层
to
上的那种
become
光
the light, like above the ocean
可
or
以
like the
融合在一
light
起。
on the clouds,
这是一
and
个
you
秘
can
密
merge
哦
together.
大日观的修持法。
So that's
我
the
们这
secret
个
of
密
the
教里面
practice of the ah
这
sits
个阿
syllable.
日观的修持法是这样子修
In
持，它其中
Tantrayana,
也有
this is how
也
you
有很秘
practice
密
the
的
ah
内在的修
visualization.
持法，
There's
是
also the
在
secret
大圆
inner
满里面
practice
都是有。
in the Great Perfection Dharma that exists in the Great Perfection Dharma.
其实任何一个修持法，都在你的心，都
So
在你的意念
any
里面。
Dharma practice
任
is
何一个
inside
修
your
持
heart,
法
is
都在
in
都
your
用在你的
thoughts.
意念里面。
So
你
they're
的
all
念头
used
只要
inside
能
your
够一心
thoughts. As long as your thoughts can be focused
观想阿
in
字，
visualizing the
然
ah
后
six
由阿
syllable,
字变成你的本尊，
and then from ah to
进到你
transform
的
to
心
become
里，
yidam,
能
to
够
enter
跟你
into your
相应，
heart,
而
and
且它
to
燃起的
attain
熊
yoga
熊
with
的
you,
大日的光明，
and then to
那
generate
一
the
种光明在
bright
你心
light
中，
of the sun.
你以这种光
And
明
that kind of
打
light
开
in
你
your
的眉
heart,
心轮，
you can open your
打开你
brow
的喉轮，
chakra, open your
打开你的
throat
心轮，
chakra, to open your
打
heart
开你
chakra,
的
to open
气
your
轮，
navel chakra,
打开你的密轮。
to open your secret chakra.
这一种叫做密教很秘密的一种修持法。
So this is a
敦
very
珠仁波切，
secretive
他就是
practice
大
of
圆满法的
Tantrayana.
成就者，大圆满法的成就者。
So
红教灵马派大圆满的成就者。
the Dzogchen Rinpoche is the great Mahasiddha of the Great Perfection Dharma of the
跟
Nyingma
大家讲一个陈传芳的笑话。
Let me share a joke by Dharma Sister
前
Linda
2
Jung.
天岳母生日，我就问老婆是不是要买一个贵重点的礼物。老婆说
So
不用
on
买太
Mother's
贵的，
Day,
她年纪大了，买点
Mother's
实用的就行。
mother-in-law
于是
birthday,
呢，我买了一
or
个
should I buy
桂
a special birthday gift for her?
买一个桂冠，
Huh? There's no need
刚好清明
for an
节可以
expensive one.
清明节呀，
I just buy a little
你看师
Coffin?
尊事先就
No,
买了
what is it?
18个西方镜，随时准备的啊，随时准备。这个大家也
中文
希望
中文是什么？
要听师尊继续说法，很简单，你就在西方镜也买一个。
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. The Chinese, I don't know what that is.
不是买啦，不是买，不能讲买。
Oh,
啊，
so
你
just to
是
urn, buy an urn
供养
to prepare for
供
the
养台湾
ash.
雷藏寺就可以，供养台湾雷藏寺，
Huh?
那可以到
You
西方
can
镜
just make an offering to the Taiwan Lizang
大
temple,
家在那里，
and then you can
每
go
天
to
的
the
师尊在那里
columbarium.
这个
We're all together there.
so
The master would be there every day giving Dharma teaching,
在那里跳排舞。
and Sumo will be there performing line dances.
啊，我们大家又有说法，又能够
So
跳舞，
together
偶
there would
尔
be
师
Dharma
尊高兴
teaching
啊
and
唱
dances,
歌啊，
And when
虽然这
Grandmaster
声
is
音歌
pleased,
声
would sing some
不是很
songs.
美妙，
Although my voice is not
但是总
beautiful,
是
but
有点意义吧。
it's not
有
amazing,
点
but
意
it
义。
should be quite meaningful.
这个我不是在推销西方镜，
I'm not trying to
我是
advertise
讲
the
我自己已
columbarium,
经
but
准备了18个
I have prepared
18
18 spots for myself.
有缘的，只
Those
要有缘的
that
就可以。
has
我记得我
affinity
妹妹跟我
can
要
go
了一
there.
个
I think my sister wanted one
卢胜
spot
美，
from me.
卢胜
Lu
美
Seng
跟我要了一个，
Lu Seng Mei asked me for one spot. And I
我说我
said,
会当然给你啦，当然
of
给你一
course,
个啦，没有
I
问
would
题的。
give you one.
这个
No
他们这
problem.
个雷藏寺的住持
That the abbot of Taiwan Lechang
都在这里，
Temple,
他
he is
他
here,
帮你登记一个好了。
and he would register
已经
one
登
for
记
you.
了，那
You
么
have?
他那么快就登记了。
That soon?
其实人生就是这个样子，最后的
Human life is like this.
你
That
知
your
道吗？我
last
这几天看
home,
到
you know, these few days, what I
梅可望
saw,
梅可望走了
Mei Ke Wang
啊，
has
东海大学的校
left the
长
world.
梅可望，
It's the
他
principal
跟谁最熟
or the dean of
跟
the
莲火上
Donghai
师
University,
最熟。
and he is very close to Master Lian Huo.
梅可望以前的坐车
The dean Mei Ke Wang.
就是莲火上师开，
In the past,
让梅可望
Master
坐在
Lian
他的车
Huo
子上。
drove the car for Mei
莲火上
Ke
师
Wang, Mr. Mei Ke Wang,
啊，记得吗？
Master Lian Huo. Do you remember?
啊，他当然跟我也很熟。梅
Of
可望走
course, we know each other well too.
哇，岁数很高。
He passed away at 99,
我看到谁走了？
quite a long life.
看到高清燕走了，
And I also saw
台
Gao
南帮
Qingyan
台南帮高清燕。
from
我
Tainan.
为什么认得他很熟？
How come I
因为
recognize
我认
him?
得他的前面的主人
Because I recognize his
Wu Xiuqi.
previous master, Wu Xiuqi,
吴修齐老先生。
the elderly Wu Xiuqi.
吴修齐是台南帮的，台南纺织，他的企业非常的多。
And he's
他把
also
棒
from
子
the
交
Tainan
给
group,
高清燕，
and they have many businesses. And he passed
他没有交
the
给自己的儿子，
responsibility
他把棒子、把这个统一啊，
not to
把
his
这
own
个
son,
台南纺织、台南帮的企业全部交给高清燕。
that
高清
he
燕
passed
就
it to Gao
创
Qingyan.
造了统一企业，创造了
And
统
then
一企
he
业。
established the Tongyi
为
enterprise.
什么我跟吴修齐很熟？吴
So
修
how
齐的
come
家
I know Wu Xiuqi
他
quite
的风
close?
水跟他的祖先的
Because
坟墓
his
全部
feng
是我
shui,
看
feng shui of his home, and his ancestors' tomb,
我年轻的时候，20
I
几岁的
helped
时候
him with that when I was still in
看
my
了吴修
20s.
齐的家跟吴修齐，
So I helped him with the feng shui of Wu
写在
Xiuqi's
书上。
home and ancestors'
高清燕，
tombs.
有人问高清燕，
And I wrote it
这
in
个
my
卢
book.
师尊是不是真的
Someone
看了
asked Gao
吴修
Qingyan,
齐的家
so
的风
is
水
Master
跟
Lu
他的祖
Seng
先
Yen,
的风水
Master,
高清燕
Grandmaster
回答
Lu
是
really
的
check the feng shui of your home
我还
and
告诉大家一
ancestors?
个秘密，
And Mr. Gao replied, yes.
我去台南吴修齐的家的时候，
When I went to Tainan to Mr. Wu
吴
Xiuqi's
修齐跟我讲
house, Mr. Wu told me,
卢师尊，
Grandmaster
我
Lu,
家每天早上一打开门，
in the morning when
就
I
有一
open
个
my
出家人
front
进到我
door,
的客厅，
there is a
坐
monk
在客厅不走，
that would enter
每
into
天都这个
my
样子。
house and sit
第二天
in
打
my
开
living
门，
room.
这个出家人
every
就进
day
到他的客厅，坐在他的客厅不
The
走。
second day, as soon as I
第
open
三
my
天
door
也一样，这个
he
打开
come
门，出家人又
inside
进
and
来
sit in the
坐在
living room
他的客
again.
厅不
And
走
the third day, and he just
我
didn't
说
leave,
那他要求什
just
么呢？
stayed there.
要求
So
帮
I
他
asked,
建寺
what
庙，
what
要求帮他建
did
寺
he
庙。
want? Oh, he wanted to build a temple
那
and
我
asked for
说，
my
既
help.
然是出家人，
And I
以出家
said,
人
because
为
he's a
贵，
monk,
你就帮他吧。
and a monk is
我讲了这句话，
respected,
吴修
so
齐点
just
了点头，
follow, just fulfill his wish. And Mr. Wu nodded his head.
他就真的帮了。那么他也跟我讲了一句话
And he did：“ help.
卢师尊呐，你帮我看家，
And then he
看我的家
said,
的风水跟
you
土木
check
的
the
风
feng
水。
sui of
你
my
将来要
house
盖寺庙，
and
我
of
也帮你。
the
吴修齐
ancestors'
就
tombs.
跟我讲了
And he
这句
told
话。
me, and in the future, when you want to build
他帮了
temples, I will
前
help
面那
you.
个出家人，
Mr. Wu
帮
said,
了很多很多。
and Mr. Wu did help that monk who sat in the living room a
佛
lot.
光山，
And that monk was from the Fo Guangsan, the Buddha's light temple, Fo
那
Guangsan.
我要盖寺庙的时候啊，
So
我要盖寺
when
庙
I
的时候，
wanted
我
to
讲的
build
是真实
a
的哦，
temple, this is a true story,
在地藏王菩萨面前，
in front of
在
Siddhikarbha
诸尊面前，
Bodhisattva,
在活菩萨面前，
in front of all the
在
Buddhas and
很多众生
Bodhisattvas,
的面前，
and
我
in
讲
front
的
of
话是真
all
实。
people here,
吴
I
修
only
齐也
say
不
the
一定为
truthful
我这一
words.
句话而答应了他，不一定。
Of course,
但
Mr.
是我
Wu
确实讲了这句
did
话，
not
你就
necessarily
帮
confirm
他吧，
this,
他是出
but
家
I
人，
did say,
你就帮
oh,
他。
just help him because he's a monk.
我真的讲了这一句话，
So I did say that
在活菩萨坛城面前，在地藏王菩
in
萨的
front of
护
the
摩法会
Buddha's
当中，
altar
我讲了
and
这
at
句
this
话，
Siddhikarbha Bodhisattva's ceremony,
绝
I've said
无虚言。
this, that this is true,
绝无虚言。那时候我才20几岁，
that these are truthful words. At that time I was in my 20s.
吴修齐有没有帮我盖寺庙？
So did Mr. Wu Xiuqi help me with building the temples? No,
因为我没有去求他，
because I never asked him.
我没有去求他，
I
但是
didn't
我
ask
写了一
him.
封信，
But I wrote a
写了一
letter
封信，给这个吴修齐。那时候
to
他还
Mr.
活
Wu
着
Xiuqi.
写了一封
He
信。
was still alive then, of course.
我在美国写了一封信给他，
I wrote a letter from
他没有
America
回复。
and he didn't reply.
这个我没有得到他这个帮助。
So I never
这个
received
但
any
是
help
呢
from
他
him.
有答应过我，
But
我看
he
下一
did
世还给
promise
我吧。
to me, so maybe in my next life he would have to fulfill his promise.
这也是很妙。这个过去的
So
事，
that's quite
我
amazing.
只能够跟大家这样子讲。
So that's all I could share with you from
莲海上师
what
在吗
happened？in the past. Is Master Lian Hai here?
莲海上师，他是佛光山
Master Lian Hai
西
was
西来
from
寺
Fo
佛光山
Guangsan,
西来寺的教育长，
the
莲海上师。
chief educator of the Xilai Temple of
以
Fo
前他就
Guangsan.
是慧松法师，
And at that
Huizong.
time he was the Venerable Huizong, the monk
他姓
Huizong.
王，对不
And
对？
his family name is Wang,
王乐康嘛。
Huang
王
Le
乐康。
Kang.
王乐康当时
王乐
来
康
我家问事，到我家来问
He
事。
came to my
他还没有
house
出
for
家以前，
spiritual
到我
consultation
家来问事。
before he became a monk.
我跟王乐康讲，
And I told
你去
this
出家，
Mr. Wang Le Kang,
你到
go
佛光
become a
山
monk,
去出家。
go to Fo Guangsan and
我有没
be
有讲？
ordained as a monk there.
有啊，看
Did I say that? Yes.
很多的出家人，我
There
一
were
介绍就介
many
绍到佛光
monks
山去出家。
that I
我那时候还没有出
recommended
家
to go
我在
to
台湾
Fo
问事的时候
Guangsan to
很多
become
人想出
monks
家的，
and
我都介
nuns
绍他的
because
佛
at
光
that
山出家。
time I hadn't been ordained to be a monk. So many
我都介
people
绍很多人，至少我介绍了十
I
几个人到佛光山出家。
introduced them to go to Fo Guangsan, to Fo Guang, the Buddha's Light Temple,
有一个
to be
回来
ordained
的，
there. Many
他
of
就是
them.
慧松。
And one of them returned here, and that was
就是莲
Hui
海
Song,
上师，
which
莲海
is
上师
now Master Lian Hai.
为了莲海上师啊，我跟星云大师啊，稍稍的一点摩擦。
And because of this Master Lian Hai, I had some
有稍稍的一点摩擦，
a little
这
bit
是
of conflict
我的命
with
运啊，
Master
这是命运。
Xing Yun,
鸟
and
问
that's part of my
为何
faith.
会这样呢？
Why
为何
did it
妙
happen
语
like
处？
this? Huh? That's part of my faith.
讲一个笑话吧。
Let me
蚂蚁
share a
跟大
joke.
象结婚，
The ant is
结果
married to
3
the
天后就
elephant,
要离婚了。
but 3 days later they're getting
蚂蚁
divorced.
说：“能
And
不
the
离
ant
吗？
said, "How come you
接
don't
个
get
吻要爬
divorced?
20个分钟，爬
You
20
know,
分钟。
just to get the kiss, I have to
大象
climb
也
for
很生
20
气，
minutes." And the elephant got
坚
angry
决要
too.
这个
Of
亲一个
course,
嘴
we want to
还要
get
拿放大
divorced.
镜来找半天，
You know, just to kiss, I have to use a magnifier
喘一口
to
气
find
又被
it.
吹走了。
And then when I find it, then with the
啊，这个蚂蚁
breath,
跟大象
then
的笑
it's
话，
blown away.
结果没有离
That's a
成，
joke between
大
ant and
象就
elephant.
死了。
But before the
蚂蚁
divorce,
边
the
哭啊，一边
elephant
骂，
died.
没良
And the
心的。
ant was
我这一辈
crying
子什么都
and
不用干，
scolding.
光
You
买你
know
就可以。
You know, I I cannot do anything else. All I have to do is to bury you,
蚂蚁跟大
to
象有
dig
好多笑
the
话。
hole and bury you. There are lots of jokes between an
这
ant
有
and
一天啊，
elephant's marriage.
大象在这个水池里面
One day,
啊，这个
the
在水池
elephant
里面，
was in the
蚂蚁就
pool,
走过来，一直喊：“大象，
and the
你给我
ant
过来！
was walking
大象，
by
你给
and
我过
said,
来！大象，你给我
"Big
过来！”
elephant, come over, come here,
我说
come
什么
here."
事啊？
And
你
the
们叫得
elephant
这
said,
么凶，
"Why?
就
Why?
慢慢爬上来。
Such a hurry." And the
好，
elephant got out
蚂
of
蚁
the
看了以
pool.
后说：“那
And
你
the
回
elephant said,
回到水
"Okay,
池
well,
里面吧。”
just return to the pool."
大象问他：“
And the
到底
elephant
是什
said,
么事啊？”
"Why?
蚂
Why
蚁
did
就
you
说
call me in such a hurry?" And
我要
the
看看
ant
你有没有
said,
偷穿我的游泳裤。
"I just want to know if you're wearing my swimming trunk."
这个其实都是不是很合的现象，不是很合。
Of course, this is
大
not
象跟
realistic.
蚂蚁结婚，
The elephant is married to the
蚂
ant.
蚁有一天呢，这个爬，
And one
终于
day,
爬到大象的
the
耳
ant
朵，
is climbing and
跟大象
climbing
讲
and climbing to the
讲了一
ear
句话，
of the
大
elephant
象
and
一
said
听
one
他就
thing.
晕倒了。
And when the elephant heard it,
哪一句
he
话？
passed away. I mean,
蚂
he
蚁跟大
fainted.
象讲：“我
And
终
you
于
know
怀
what the
孕了。”
ant said? "I'm pregnant with your son."
啊，蚂蚁跟大象的笑话很多的，很好玩。有一天
So
呢，
there are lots of jokes
他
between the ant
们
and
大象跟
elephant.
蚂蚁赌气，
And one time,
两个人不讲话，
they
蚂
are
蚁就在蚂蚁的洞口啊伸出一只脚。
arguing, they're fighting, so they don't
人家
talk to
问
each
他：“你
other.
这是干什么啊？
And the ant
你
is
怎么在
sticking
你的洞
his
口伸一个脚
leg
干什么呢？
in front of the
我现
hole.
在很讨厌大象啊，
And they
他
ask
要
him,
从这
"Why
里
are you
走过去，
sticking
要
your
我拐他
leg?"
一脚。
And the ant replied, "Because I'm waiting for the elephant to pass by and
这
to
些都
knock
是
him
不可能
over."
的事情，但
So
是也是一
that's
种笑话。
impossible, but that's a
人
joke.
间就是一种笑话，
Actually, our human lives are also just a joke.
很多不可能的事情，
There are lots of
也会发生。
impossible things
没
that
有什么
happen.
事情不会发生的。
Nothing is
学佛
impossible.
的人知道，
As Buddhists, we know,
虽然是笑话，
although it is a joke,
其实我们每一个人都活在笑话当中啊。
actually, each one of us is living the jokes.
当你心里产生恨，在恨某一个人的时候啊，
When you have hatred in your heart, that's a joke.
那根本就是笑话。
That's basically a joke.
学佛的人不应该有敌
As a
人，
Buddhist practitioner, we should not have
不应该有怨敌。
enemies. We should not have
不应该有
any
你的手，
uh,
你恨的人，不应
enemies,
该有恨。
hatreds. resentments, complaints. We should not have hatreds. We can only have love, but not hatred. No matter what you encounter, you need to know that everything is just a joke. Everything is just a joke. And one day you would live in the columbarium. Then you would reminiscence of the past, all your past deeds and past conduct. They are all just a joke, don't you think? Even if you're very rich, that's also a joke. Even if you've become leaders, like a president, that's actually a joke too. So Appian would really understand this. He became president, that was a joke. And also name and positions and status, a joke. Wealth is also a joke. When you've lived to be 72 or 82 or 92, that's also a joke. Don't you think so? Everything that you've done in the past is really just a joke. So that's why today I say, if you really cultivate spiritually, then you'll find your life to be meaningful, to be rich, to be valuable, to be worthy. Because you've cultivated spiritually and you've seen through everything. If you've gained enlightenment, then your life is good enough. Other than enlightenment and attainments, everything else is just a joke. All kinds of jokes. A man is afraid of his wife, and one day the wife is fighting with him in front of a guest, and she slapped him. And in order to protect his face, he shouted that, "How could you slap me? Do you dare to slap me again?" And the wife slapped him again. And then the husband said, "Oh, then you listen to me so well, then let me forgive you." That's also a joke, right? Grandmaster has lived to be this long. I also found that there are lots of jokes in the past. So today, Sumo and I, and Sumo's not here, so I dare to say, whatever Sumo does is always right. And everything I do is wrong. Don't you think that's a joke? Let me tell you truthfully. When I was 30, Sumo married me and she was 26. And we walked together in this life, and now I'm 72. It's been a long time. We get along together. And until now, we still get along. because Simu never made a mistake at all.
所有只要是产生的不愉快，全部都是我的错。
So all unpleasantries are due to my
人间的大笑话。
mistakes. So that's a huge joke of life.
好好修行，弘于法身变。
So please cultivate spiritually well,
去看太阳。
and please practice well the rainbow light attainment. Go see the sun, the sunrise. Don't gaze at the sun in the broad daylight, but just gaze at the rising sun and the setting sun. And don't gaze directly on it, but right below the sun disk, and then imprint the sun onto your heart. And then inside your heart there is a sun forever, and there's always the ah syllable on it. And every time you meditate, you visualize the sun disk in your heart, the ah syllable in your heart, radiating bright, brilliant light in your heart. And you merge into the ah syllable. You merge into the sunlight, the light of the sun. And then eventually the light of your body would be illuminated. So this is a very secret practice. So if you are in full concentration in visualizing the ah syllable, and at every meditation you do this, then your light would be generated gradually, generated. A wife being spontaneous and standing in front of the mirror and discovered that her face is really ugly and cried. And the husband next to her said that you felt sad just looking at yourself once, but I'm looking at you every day. Then what should I do? There are a lot of things that you need to be tolerant. You cannot hold the time, and you cannot hold on to the money, and you cannot hold on to the name and status. And there's one more. You cannot hold on to your physics. One day, your body is really healthy. Grandmaster's body is also very healthy, and Changzi's body is also very healthy. But do you know? The doctors would say, there was a doctor that told me, don't say that you're healthy. You would know once you reach the old age. Because your organs, your blood circulation, your immune system, your body condition, one day you would know that they all come to you gradually. They all age. The healthy organs would also age. The same with all the other parts of the body. The whole body would also age. when you are old, then you would encounter deterioration. So in each part of your body, they would start to age and become dysfunction, and then it's time for you to leave the world. So that's why you need to treasure the time and cultivate diligently. Look at that wife. She discovered that she's become ugly, and she was very beautiful before. Maybe she was Miss China before. Even Miss China can become old. And Changzi of the past and Changren in the past, but Changren never aged. When Changzi and Changren came to my place, they were very young. At that time, I was very young too. I was also very handsome. I had a very handsome picture myself. My hair was slanted, almost covering my eye. I would flip my hair. It was really cool. And just walking on the street, there would be tons of ladies following me, tons of girls. When I get on the bus in Kaohsiung, from my house, there are lots of girls walking toward me, and they wanted to get close to me. Actually, because there was like a girls' schools of Kaohsiung, and they are getting off the bus to walk to the school, and I was getting on the bus. They are getting off, and I was getting on the bus. So that's why there are lots of girls coming toward me. Actually, I was really cool dude then. Except I was maybe a little shorter. But truly, we have to make the best use of time. Today, we're listening to Dharma teaching here. And inside Great Perfection Dharma, there are lots of Dharma practices there. There are lots of Dharma practices in Tantrayana. I'm not telling you to practice every one of them, but you find one that's suitable for you and you practice it the best you can, diligently, with one guru, one yidam, and one protector. And if you want to do the inner practices, then you focus on the inner practice. You practice the chi, channels, and light drops. So you practice one Dharma until you have fruitions or attainments. So with one guru, one yidam, and one protector. Except if you become a master or you want to become a lineage guru, then you need to do lots of Dharma practices. Because you need to teach others. You need to know a lot of Dharma practices in order to teach others. Because if you don't comprehend them yourself, then you cannot teach others. So that's why you need to learn many Dharma practices. But let me tell you, the most truthful words, once you gain yogic response with one, then you would have yogic response with all of them. They all would follow. Once yogic response with one Dharma, then you would attain yogic response with all Dharma. So once you attain yogic response with one deity, many deities would also gain yogic response with you. That's why in Tantrayana we say one is many and many is one. You don't want to be greedy and want more and more. But if you focus on one, once you gain response with one, you would gain response with others, with many.
这个光一发出来，就叫十
But
方
this
法界。
one, once you generate
你
light,
修哪一个有
then
缘的
this is
本尊，
very
哪一
broad.
个有缘的本尊发出光出来，
Then you practice the deity that has affinity with you, and once the deity emits light, then all the deities inside the light would all descend
你只要
and
哪一
gain
尊
yogic
你
response
适
with
合
you.
修，你就修哪一
So
尊，
don't do too
而
much.
且
You
很
just
有
do a
耐心地
practice
修，
with the one
不要
that
放弃，
is closest to you,
一
and
直
never
修到
give
相
up.
应。
You always do
一尊相
practice
应
until you gain yogic
所有多
response.
尊全部相应。
Once you gain yogic response with one, then you would gain yogic response with many deities.
这个时候啊，你来修内法的话，
And
它你
then,
本尊
if
就
you
加
do
持
inner
你，
practices,
你内
then you
法
would
就很
receive
容易成
blessings
就。
from the yidam. Then your inner practices would be achieved, would be
像
attained
你修
very
搓法，
swiftly.
这个
Like
金
when
刚
you
亥
do
就来帮你，
inner fire
啊，多杰
practice,
帕姆他就来
then
帮你。
Doje Papmo would
你修
help you.
无漏法的时
If you
候，
do the
你
non-leaking
这个
practice,
气的本尊啊，这个
then
修
the
气的本尊，
qi, the yidam
它
of
就会来帮
qi
你。
would come to help you.
那你修明点法的时候啊，
If when you do
这
the
个
light
左
draw
火
practice,
跟明点都一
or
起修的
the
时候，
inner fire and the light draw practice together,
你的本尊都会在
then your
加持
yidam
加
would
持你当中，
bless you,
让你的左
would
火
empower
早一点
you,
成就，
so that you would
让
have
你的明点
the
早
inner
一
fire
点下降，
attainment
左
sooner,
火早一点上升，
that your light
气
drops
可以
would drip
循
sooner,
环前行，
faster.
用意念就可以请他走，请
So
他走
with
路，请他
thought
走，在
that
你
the
全身里
qi
面
can
走。
circulate all over your body
所以本尊相应是
with
很
the
重
power
要
of
的。
the mind. So that's
那
why
今
it's
天
very
就讲到
important
这
to
里，
gain
唵嘛呢
yogic
叭咪吽。
response with the yidam. That's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.